I like whatever. Whatever is a cool podcast. Andrew Wilson annihilates body count debate. Let's check it out.
Let's say a guy's been with 3 women and he wants a woman who's a virgin. Do you object to that?
I just think that, like, why do they want that? It's a
Yeah,
little
but who
weird.
cares why they want it?
It just seems a little bit strange, like
Good point.
almost like because I know a lot of people fetishize.
Yeah, but who cares?
are
What if
virgins.
it's just a fetish?
Well, because I think fetishization is a little bit weird. Like people fetishize me all the time. I'm Asian. I stay away from people. Like it's weird.
Wait, so do you think it's wrong to have like a racial preference?
I think it's weird to completely shut out a race because of your preference. Like that's
Let me
not my
try this a
preference.
different way. Other than personal feelings, how you personally feel, do you have any objection to any of this? Do you have a single objection to a man with a high body count wanting a woman with low or no body count, or somebody wanting to date with an only races? Other than just me feel, do you have any other objection besides my feelings?
I guess not, but I still. I mean, I know you.
So
said
then
not
if
use
another
word
guy
feel.
says, yeah, but I feel differently, then you're basically,
I mean, people can do whatever they want.
Mhm.
My personal opinion is that it seems a little weird.
you mean your feelings.
Here's the thing. You can't tell a woman that her feelings are not valid. If she feels that a guy wanting a girl with a low body count is weird, that's a valid feeling. But the thing is, she should understand that it's nature. It's the way naturally guys tend to be. Guys don't want a girl who's been around the block a bunch of times. Now, if it's within a certain low number, let's say under 5, that's acceptable in my opinion, as long as they're long-term relationships or serious relationships that she was in. The type of body count matters too. If she's the type of girl who sleeps around at the bars and is with a new guy every other week, then that's more concerning. But over the course of 10 years, let's say she was with 5 guys and they're all long-term relationships, and that's not as bad in my opinion. Once you get over 5, I think now you start to get into dubious intentions and questions of why is she with so many guys? Even me, and that same goes for guys too. I don't think guys are exempt. Just because a guy can get away with it more than a girl can doesn't mean that it's still a bad thing for a guy. Yes, it is. Because I know a guy from my frat, and multiple guys from my frat who are man whores, and usually that type of guy either never gets married or just ends up in divorced and paying child support. My experience, I'm talking about my experience, but it's something about living that type of lifestyle prior to marriage is just not conducive to forming a healthy bond and relationship with your wife when you are married, So that's the thing about it. But women should understand that it's the norm. It's not it's the norm, it's not the exception as far as guys are concerned. If you disagree, if you think differently, let me know. The number to call is 313-591-0290. Let's go back to the comments section. The Pelio says, as long as Wi-Fi exposure doesn't slow muscle gains, I'm fine with it. That's the thing. It might slow muscle gains because it's affecting your T levels. So by affecting your T levels, it's also affecting your muscle gains that go along with that, because muscle gains are highly dependent on your hormones, right? Is sexual attraction not all about feelings? Well, not in the way he's using the word. The word feelings, the way Andrew Wilson is using the word, is like your emotions. Like, oh, I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel depressed today. In terms of, instead of sexual attraction, yes, I would say it's about energy, I would say, not about feelings. Sexual attraction is about energy. It's about sexual chemistry. So, you know how that you get that butterfly feeling when you meet a girl who you have sexual chemistry with? And usually she feels it too, by the way. That is called sexual chemistry. That's an energy, not a feeling. In my opinion, that I think you needed to be distinction with the words. So when you have that sexual chemistry with a girl and you stay in that sexual chemistry and you engage in conversation and stuff, anything you say that comes out of your mouth becomes flirting at that time, because there's that underlying current of sexual attraction and sexual chemistry, which is why if you stay in that energy enough time with that girl, the natural conclusion of that is sex, because it's just the energy of the two of you vibing off each other. It will like vibrate the molecules so hard and so fast eventually that it will lead to sex. That's why getting with girls is not hard and not complicated like people make it seem. I criticize whatever podcast because they make it a 1 to 10 scale of attractiveness, and they think it's a universal scale. That is BS. There's nothing, oh, that person's a 10, that person's a 9, that person's an 8. That's BS. That's all subjective to the individual person, number one. Secondly, you're looking at outward appearance. Outward appearance is not as important as sexual chemistry. Sexual chemistry is even more important than the outward appearance, in my opinion. Because when you have sexual chemistry with a girl, sometimes you'll feel even more attraction to her than if you're looking at a person outwardly and you say, oh, that girl is, on paper, she's very attractive, but you don't have that sexual chemistry with her. Your physical body will not be as into that person. That's the problem. Why is it bad? DePelio says a girl with a body count of 5 to 15 guys think it's bad, but I fail to see an actual reason for it. Well, the reason is it's evolutionary. It has to do with biology, because a guy, it's not even our minds that thinking it. It's just like similar to how a girl naturally is attracted to a taller guy, supposedly, or a guy who's rich. That's even better example. It's kind of like that. Guys are not as attracted to girls who are sleeping around with everybody. Why? Because number one, they can't trust the girl as much, because the girl has shown herself to be untrustworthy, basically, in the way that she's behaving if you have such a high body count. And also the fact that you're easily sleeping with so many people suggests that you're either insecure in yourself and that you need so much validation by other people validating your attractiveness that you're unstable mentally. It comes with a whole host of problems and questions that jump into guys' heads when they see girls with a high body count. And also the girls with the high body count, guess what happens later in life? Those are the single moms. Those are the single moms that eventually they're with this guy, they have a kid with him, then they break up with him. They're with another guy, they have a kid with that guy, they break up with that guy. Meanwhile, they have 3 kids with 3 different guys. And then there's really no chance that she's probably very little chance, I should say, of her getting with another guy after that, because it's making it harder and harder for her to be seen as trustworthy and someone that you don't have to worry that she's going to sleep around behind your back, obviously. So guys don't want, it's very simple, really. Guys don't want to have to worry about a woman who's going to sleep around behind his back, because that's the ultimate humiliation for a guy. And a guy will immediately break up with you if that happens. A guy who with any self-respect will break up with you if he sees that. So no, it's not, this is the argument. It's not a guy being insecure because a girl can easily get another guy. A high body count, this is just, I'm telling you listen, if you don't believe me, go interview yourself, take a pen and paper and be like a little reporter and go interview 15 guys. Make it scientific and just say, hey, what do you think about a girl with a high body count? And then write down his response. I'm telling you my response. If you don't believe me, go ask other guys, see what they say. If you see a trend in what everybody's saying, then I think you'll open your eyes a little bit. But it's, are there guys who don't care about body count? Yes. But those guys are probably also sleeping around behind your back. So that's the thing. It's about a relationship and trust and leading to marriage. If you're with a guy and you're not caring about marriage, then go ahead, sleep around with whoever you want. But if you're trying to have a long-term relationship and you're trying to lead towards marriage, then yes, someone who easily sleeps around with other people without thinking about it is a liability. That is a liability. So it's just being smart. It's just being smart. I'm sorry. But if you want to talk about it more, call in the show 313-591